Here we are on Brunch with Brian this morning. You can tell from my voice, I'm actually a little bit sick today, but I'm took a little medicine and I'm right in here pitching away. So I'm still doing great. Not too many symptoms. Willow's trying to make sure I feel good, aren't you, baby? And today I wanted to talk about. Actually, it is Good Samaritan Day. So Good Samaritan Day. That's a story from the Bible, from Luke chapter 10. Wow, my voice is worse than I thought. Sorry. So, that is a very important story in the Bible that a lot of people know, the story of the Good Samaritan. And the Good Samaritan, this was told about a story of a Jewish traveler who was traveling on the road from Jericho to Jerusalem, which in those days, actually, they called it the Way of Blood because it was a very dangerous trip. And there's a lot of robbers. So these robbers laid siege to this person and beat him half dead and took all of his stuff. And then two people walked by, a priest and a Levite, and just passed by on the other side of the street and didn't help. And then a Samaritan, and at the time, Jews and Samaritans really hated each other. They actually didn't share a religion, and they had desecrated each other's temples, and so they really hated each other. And yet this Samaritan saw this Jewish person in need, and he helped him. He took him, he checked him into an inn. He wrapped his, he bound his wounds with wine and oil. And he even gave the innkeeper 2 denarii to take care of any other needs that the Jewish person would have. So I always thought this was a great story about the Good Samaritan, that he went out of his way to show kindness. And so let's try to do that today on Good Samaritan Day in honor of the Good Samaritan. Let's try to really think of who in our life, who do you know right now that really needs some help, okay, and could really use some support from you in a really positive way. Don't go to people like, oh, you need help, let me help you. But just call and start asking questions. That's the thing. Let people talk. Just ask them a bunch of questions and they'll tell you where they're at and what they need. But one of your questions is, how could I help you? Don't ask that right away. Kind of see what their situation is. Ask them lots of questions. How are you doing? So what's going on with work or your family? How's that? Oh, great. How's Bobby and Cindy? Ask them some questions and see if you could really be a great, not just a good Samaritan, a great Samaritan today. Just think about who needs help and let's reach out and try to help that person today on Good Samaritan Day. All right. And that's the cool thing about real estate, especially the kind of deals we do with the creative financing, because you are helping sellers. You're buying their house. There's a lot of sellers who are pretty desperate right now to sell their house, and nobody can qualify. Nobody is going out and getting a new loan to buy their house. They don't know what to do. Nobody's come to them and said, hey, I'll buy it from you today if you'll just take monthly payments. So again, that's our whole thing, guys. Hey, if you're desperate, I mean, you don't have to be desperate. Some people like monthly payments. Some people don't want to check for $250,000 for a house. They wouldn't know what to do with it. What are they going to do? Put it in the bank and get a 0.5% interest? With us, using their equity in their home, they could be earning 5 or 6% or more. So again, guys, it's a good deal for some people, seller financing, and you're really helping people in a way that other people don't know how to do. So many investors only know how to do wholesales and flips. They don't understand the creative financing. They don't understand that you can buy that house subject to, they can walk away today and you can just start making the mortgage payments. That's all a lot of sellers want, is just to not have that debt. They need that debt relief. They need to be able to move on and not worry about this house. So, and then of course we're really helping buyers, because we're talking about buyers who have bad credit and who are desperate for a place to live. And here we're putting them up in an inn and giving them 2 denarii. So great. Good morning, Lori. Good morning, Robert and Charles. WL, great to see you as always. So guys, like I said, I'm a little bit under the weather today. You can hear my voice. But I wanted to share some time with you, especially on Good Samaritan Day, and tell you that great story. So let's all be kind and reach out to somebody who you know needs help. And if you see anybody who needs help today, it's Good Samaritan Day. So I am a Good Samaritan. That's our chant for today. I am a Good Samaritan. Obviously, you don't come from that part of the country, from that part of the world, but that's sort of become a universal term for a person who's kind and helps their neighbor. Because this came off of love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, all thy mind, all thy soul, and love thy neighbor as thyself. That comes off that part in Luke 10 of the Bible. So we want to love our neighbor as ourselves, and that's it. And Jesus made that clear through the parable of the Good Samaritan. So I am a Good Samaritan. 3 times on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I am a Good Samaritan. I am a Good Samaritan. I am a Good Samaritan. Yes. Okay, let's start deep breathing. Nice deep breath in. I'm a little bit congested today. Good. Okay, relax. Deep breathing is really good if you're not feeling well, too. I'm deep breathing today. Nice deep breath in. Nice smile. That smile always gets you going. Okay, one more deep breath in. Hold it a little bit and let it out. All right, great. I promise I'm hoping, say a nice prayer for me that I feel better tomorrow. Be a Good Samaritan. And I'm sure I will, not sure, but I sure hope that I'm going to feel a lot better tomorrow and even better throughout the week. So thank you for your kind thoughts as Good Samaritans. And you know I love you guys. And until tomorrow, keep expecting success, getting awesome training, and as always, as my lovely wife Lynette says, take